Now.
Hello, everybody. Today's session is going to be on marketing. I'm sure, as before, everybody, we don't have any new participants as of now, but we're going to start on marketing, as I said before. And one thing we do know already that what every successful agent do on a day-to-day basis, and that's grow our business and run our business. And in growing our business, we make seller listing appointments, buyers appointments, buyers presentation, and listing presentation. We're running our business. We show houses, we negotiate contracts, transaction management to closing, vendor management, set goals, compliance, risk management, attend trainings, and get coaching and manage our money. We've covered the basics in the Spark session, understanding lead generation models. Marketing should be a tool that enhance prospecting. We talked about prospecting on our last session. For example, if you're outdoor knocking or doing an open house, you can leave a piece of marketing material behind. Then the homeowner who didn't answer at that point, when they did get home, they would use the marketing material as a source to be able to follow up with you. And when they follow up, you can ask the homeowner, did they receive the information and what did they think about it? In marketing, lead generation is passive. It's our way to allow our money to become intensive. The agent is looking to attract leads and hope that something will come out of the lead when leaving marketing material behind.
Or like the marketing, when you think of, soda, what's the top of mind for you? That's been embedded marketing, is that typically people say Coke. So that's what we want people to think. When they think realtor, we want them to think us. So that's the point of marketing, and they work hand in hand with prospecting. Our last session was on the prospecting side of things.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we want to do. We want them to think about us when we leave something, whatever the marketing materials might be. That's our way of branding ourselves and people being able to put a name with a face and so forth.
Build up that mind share.
Yes.
So we've already looked at this list today, right, Vicki, when you guys did prospecting? This
is exactly the same. Mm-hmm.
The same list. And today we're going to focus on the far right side where it says marketing, and then look at how they both combine and work hand in hand. Just like Vicki said, when you're prospecting, which means you're proactively, you're door knocking, you're visiting people, you're handing them some materials. That's when it goes hand in hand. Or if you're doing an event or a seminar, you have done prospecting and marketing together. And they work to be a lead generation tool for you. What are some things that you do, Vicki, for your marketing?
Well, I did put some marketing little drop-ins and little goodie bags together just to say, I did the extra gum where I did I'll go the extra mile for your referral. I even did some sodas because we have a lot of people in the South say sodas, but people that live here that come from the North, they call them pops. So I even did some sodas, and I said, pop the question if you want to know what's going on in the market. And I left my card and for them to be able to reach out to me, because some people, really don't know what's going on in the market. And I just use little things like that because sometimes just that little soda and the way that I phrased it, make them smile, give them something to think about. They'll call you for that reason and that reason only. And that by itself can, make conversation.
Right. And
Mhm.
I've been lately at night, I'll check on Pinterest, guys. If you want some cute little phrasings or pop buys, what to kind of put on something, Pinterest is a great resource to see what some other realtors have done or maybe get some ideas. There's a lot of them where you do maybe like the teacher day or whatever, teacher's appreciation. They'll have cute little phrasings, and you can change that to make sense with the real estate, and you can do that very inexpensively. Vicki, I know when you said you did some of yours, it wasn't a very expensive thing that you did, but it was a personal touch, something that you could give somebody and help them think of you, remind them you do like referrals, right? You don't just work with people needing to buy and sell, but you're also a resource and a connection for them.
Right, because we do want people to know, even if they're not in the market to buy or sell, if they might know somebody, you would love to have a referral.
For sure. So
Hmm.
through this, there's some advertising. I think typically people think of like the bus stop or the magazine or the billboard. And when you first start, you're looking at what you're spending, right? You're not
Right.
looking to have a heavy advertising or marketing expense. And so you may not be to that point. And we have a great relationship with Facebook and doing through command, doing the Facebook ads. You can do leads less than $1 per lead. Put yourself out there. Social media, we've been talking a lot about social media. People are spending more time than ever right now on social media. So used to be you would put an ad in a newspaper. Well, everybody's
Hmm.
getting their news from social media right now. So whether, and I would say don't just stick to one, don't just do Facebook, but you could do Facebook and Instagram and, Google ads, you could do Twitter, just making sure that you're out there for people. And the one-time post is not enough. You have to constantly being mindful of being in
And
front of people.
and that's what I was gonna say as well, Katie. Sometimes you just need to pop in every now and then on social media and just give a market update. You might not say anything about just if you looking to list or buy a home, just give them some informative information that they might be able to use, whether it's now or later. And that way, just with you popping in and out, just with that information, it'll keep you on their mind.
That's exactly right. And doing those lives. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about this in another session. You feel pretty vulnerable doing a live, and it's great source of having that conversation. You're able to have a two-way conversation with people about real estate. They see you as a professional, they see you as a local market expert, and you're able to continue to brand yourself as that. Many of us come to real estate through a different career. For instance, I was the preschool teacher before, so many of my people saw me as a preschool teacher. I had to work very hard to communicate with people in a lot of ways to go, oh, that's not Katie the preschool. I'm not going to call her when I've got like a toddler situation. I'm calling her for real estate. So that's
Mm-hmm.
the same. You were in the medical field, Vicki, and I mean, I'm sure it's been a journey saying Vicki Realtor, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And you have to be intentional. People don't just know that about you.
Right. But for whatever reason they drew close to you then, there's a
Mhm.
connection right there. Just let them know what you're doing now. And it can be that same connection, but we have to stay top of mind because it's so many realtors out there. If you don't stay top of mind, if you're not doing some kind of marketing to let them know I'm still here, reach out to me if you have any questions, they're going to forget about you.
Yeah.
Because when you're not doing it, look at all the other people that are.
Somebody is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Mm-hmm.
is. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go into direct mail, and you can do the postcards, introducing yourself, letter type thing, or special events. If you were doing some sort of seminar, you can do that print marketing. Digital, you can do this digital as well, virtual seminars. And then the promotional items, if I had t-shirts, pens,
Mm-hmm.
a popular thing to do would be the football schedule. Right now, we're not quite sure about football.
Right.
And yet that would be that type of thing that you would do, that you could hand out. I've seen where people do like as a closing gift, a t-shirt. And so that's been really good. Vicki, I know you guys were doing that, as like a closing. So
Uh-huh.
there's also sponsorship. Right now, we're not quite sure if they did bring back youth league sports. That would be a great opportunity to say, I'm going to sponsor one of these teams because these kids are needing to get out of the house. If you were
Exactly.
on the fence about doing it before, now would be a good opportunity because everybody's going to be looking at your name or your brand at this point. So that's the difference in prospecting and marketing, and figuring out the best thing for you. And you really need to be prospecting based, marketing enhanced, and that comes from the MREA. So you've got this slide, is that correct, Vicki?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
How do you know where the customer is and how do you meet them there? And that's where you've already did the prospecting. Now with the marketing, once you're doing the prospecting, you gather the information, and because that's more of a face-to-face and getting to know, and them reaching back out to you when you're doing your farming or whatever it is that you're doing. And they are getting to know you and you knowing their needs. And that's a way for you to be able to meet them there, even in the communicating your value proposition, even with the marketing. That's the way to get your value proposition out when they're seeing you going live. And even as we said on the previous session, we talked about a little personal and business. We have to have the balance where you don't have too much personal on your business page and vice versa. So people see what it is you're doing in the community. That's a lot of how people choose who they want to work with things that they see that you're doing in the community.
Yeah, and they want to connect. I want to connect with somebody that has similar values that I do, and then if I'm seeing they're contributing in such a way in the community that I enjoy, I'm going to be more liable to trust that person and engage with them and want to do business with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's even how we would be able to go from contribution or connection in a meaningful way with the things that people are seeing you doing. That is what get a lot of people attention. And that's very important because people like to see people helping people, not just you asking me to buy or sell from you. Okay, why should I?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you different from anybody else? And that's why community involvement is very important, and that's why I really love what we do for Red Day. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Cody Gibson, a mega agent extraordinaire, he was on recently doing a session, and one of the things he talked about that a friend of his is doing is they connect with a local animal shelter, and they do a whole campaign, and his team has seen a lot of success. And it came from him organically being passionate about this animal shelter, but just having a feature. I don't know if I remember him saying a weekly or monthly kind of thing where that his real estate team goes and says, hey, we're volunteering at the shelter. This kitty cat needs to be adopted, or this puppy needs to be adopted. And that is how he really branded himself in people's mind of, I'm more than just a realtor. I am a realtor who is passionate about animal shelters. So that if you give back to the community through different resources and things like that and connection, that's how someone is going to get to know you and see your passion. So it doesn't have to be, like Vicki said, all business all the time.
Right.
So how important do you think branding and aesthetic consistency is in your marketing? And then how do you achieve it? This is a really important question. And as you're building and thinking about your brand, and it's more than just a logo. What's your value proposition? What are you trying to communicate with people? And are you consistently doing that?
Mm-hmm.
That's really the key, is being consistent enough to wait until you get results. And not just kind of be all over the board. So really thinking about your value proposition and making sure that you're communicating that and you're branding yourself as such.
And one thing I want to piggyback off that, Katie, is when you're branding yourself, you want to look at it as, now, what does this say about me? When they see this, how do they relate this to me? And when they relay it to me, what is this saying in reference to my branding?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing about Keller Williams is each agent gets to have their own brand.
Yes.
In conjunction with the Keller Williams franchise. And so that's a cool thing that a lot of no other franchises do, and most other independent brokerages don't do either. So that's really cool that it gets to be, if your picture is important to you, you can put your picture on things. If having your monogram on your branding or your logo or your slogan, that's all very doable. Just reminder, a pin right here, any marketing that you do, whether it's your for sale signs or your logo or anything, send it to me and I will approve that before you print it, because we need to make sure that it is within our guidelines.
Right.
You do get to have your own logo and things, and yet it must be in our identity and style guidelines for our franchise.
And even with putting things on Facebook, you want to always be able to, you want to make sure that you always put KW Montgomery.
Yes, it's actually a real estate commission requirement.
Yes.
Should be obvious which brokerage you belong to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Vicki, how do you or should you follow up with leads generated from your marketing?
I do. Mm-hmm. And yes, we all should. And the way that I do is reaching back out to them just when I've left some kind of information, marketing material, just to make sure that they got it and to ask, what did they think about it? Mm-hmm.
So I'm somebody that where's someone you meet where's somewhere you meet people, Vicki? Let's do a role play.
Okay, like out shopping.
Okay, we're out shopping and you hear me on the phone talking to my sister about selling my house.
Okay, and I'll say, I might, and like I tell you all the time, I'm very big on complimenting, and that leads me into conversation. And I'll probably say, Miss Katie, I heard you mention to your sister that you were looking to soon purchase a home.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a realtor. So with that being said, how soon are you looking to be able to purchase a home?
You know, I really am, thankfully at this time in my life, been able to save, and I think I'm pretty ready. I'm not quite sure, but I'm ready to look more into it.
Well, have you already spoke with an agent?
I have a friend of a friend who is an agent. They told me I need to speak with them, but no, I haven't yet.
Okay. Well, would it be okay for us to exchange information and keep in touch?
Oh, yeah, sure. So you're an agent. What company are you with?
I'm with Keller Williams, a local brokerage here, Keller Williams Montgomery.
Oh, okay. And how could you help me, Vicki?
Oh, I could help you find you a home in whatever area you're looking to buy or purchase at. But first, if you would like to, we can get together and sit down and talk about some things that you're looking for in your new home.
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay. Well, being that I have your number and you have mine, let's come up with a date that we can get together and go over what it is that you're looking for in your new home. And I would love to be your agent of choice.
I love that. See, break script. That was easy. It was really a conversation that Vicki was having with me, and just, hello, how is it? I think sometimes we're too scared to just say that, and just, you know, I can help you and be a resource. That goes longer and further than we can probably ever think. Because just think, if Vicki wouldn't have said anything, we're out shopping, doing whatever. Did she lose that opportunity?
Yes.
So we want to be an opportunity to have more opportunities. And the way we do that is step up to the plate when there is one and knowing what to say. So we met somewhere, we exchanged information. How are you going to follow up with me if next week we still haven't talked?
I'll give you a call and I'll let you know this is Vicki that you met at Steinmart, and I was calling to touch bases to see when we can get a date that we can get together and do a buyer's presentation so we can get you in your new home.
I love that. Okay. So you guys follow with, and it's kind of weird with y'all not being here, but y'all follow along with, it can be very simple. You just have to have that conversation and then commit to the follow-up. The one thing I would have said, you know, Vicki, she didn't close the appointment in that conversation. And I would have probably said, you know, I'm going to let you shop, you know, because you don't want to really be pressuring somebody the first time you meet
right.
them. But I'm going to follow up with you on Monday, Vicki, and we can get that on the appointment on the books. And then she would have been like, okay, so she gives you permission then to do that conversation. So when you called and you said, hey, I'm checking in, she's anticipating you call, and they know what to expect, right? So that would just be the one thing.
And that is very important, Katie, that you said that, because that's one thing we do need to remember. Let's close it. We need to close it.
And it's a practice. It's a skill, just like we're talking about today with Bold Coach Dennis Russell.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So tech demo designs in Command. I am going to pop out of here. Do you have something you want to talk about for designs while I pull that up for everybody, Vicki?
Well, in Command, like we always say, we can find everything that we need from one step to another. Even as we talked about on our last session about referrals, Command has almost everything that we need. And in designs, you're going to be able to make flyers to put out for marketing purposes, whether it be if you just list it.
Post,
yes, if you just list it or just sold in a neighborhood, that would be great information to be able to put out, because especially when you got a just sold or just listed in a neighborhood, it lets those neighbors know what's going on in their neighborhood, even if they wasn't sure how houses were selling or even how many in the market in that particular neighborhood. That will have people calling you, because even though they might have known another agent, but because you just listed or sold in their area, they want to call you and see what that was about. How did that go?
That gives you validity.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm in Command, and for any newcomers that may be watching this is our technology platform. It's our contact management. It's got sales pipeline, referrals, opportunities, and designs, which is a marketing suite. So you go to the KW Square, click on it, and it shows you which all of the applets are. We're going to go down here to designs. Designs has, think about 1,000 templates in there. They're always changing and evolving. The templates that are in there, that they have a marketing division that creates these. Those are professionals. So I can be the best realtor I can be. I don't also have to be a marketing professional. I can leverage this, and that's what we recommend you guys doing. So in this demo, this is my library, so you guys may not have anything. You hit the plus, and then you choose. So email is like you're doing a mass email. You can create a template in there. I typically stick with the social. The print is where you would do your direct mailers. And it actually has, it's connected with a company that will mail them out for you. It's very inexpensive. That's for another day. Video, I'm actually going to do a video walkthrough. And Vicki, if you don't mind, I can pop in here and show them what the video does as well after we do this social media. And then import is if you see something out somewhere, you see somebody's flyer and you're like, man, that's looking really sharp. I'd like to use that. You can pull it into Command. You simply either take a picture of it, whatever. If you have it online, you download it and then pull it into Command, and you can take off their logos and things and put on your information. So that's what's pretty cool. All right, social. And I'm going to say import photos and text from a listing. So we have a listing and we're going to advertise it on social media. So then you just click next. And now it pulls up a property, and it'll show, you know, any of the properties you have for sale. I don't have any, so let me actually go back out. If you did, it literally takes it where you can pull the listings in.
Mm-hmm.
Give it 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so I X'd out of that. Now, over here, you'll see the menu of templates. KW app has a bunch of templates in here. You may have seen some of these. We post them on our Facebook page sometimes, where you can just say, hey, stay in, search on. It looks really good. Put our KW logo on there, and then you could share that out. Listings for sale, just listed, price update, neighborhood snaps, open house, under contract, just sold. It goes on and on. Buyers, lead generation. I mean, literally, this is, if you're looking for your email signature, that's where you create your email signature. For this, we talked about, we just sold in a neighborhood. So this is the category I would go in. Any of them, you could choose one and just change the words, and they've already created some. So I really like this one, okay? The one that got away. All right, so I'm going to, anytime it says the KW DBA, select it, delete it. That's just a placeholder for our KW Montgomery logo. So I would just place my KW Montgomery where that was, because the marketing people said that looked good, or you could put it somewhere else. I can choose this as the background. You know what? I think it's cool, but I want to come look in the library. You go over to images if it's not on images, and then select company, and you can choose a different house type. They have some stock photos in here that look really sharp. Again, you can use your listing photo if you wanted to. You know, I really like this city view, so I'm simply going to make sure I'm clicked on the picture at large. I'm going to go over to the picture I like, and you see the little like refresh, it says replace image. It'll place it exactly where it was. Now I'm also going to add text and make sure I have the property address. If I'm telling them the one that got away, I got too many there. I'm going to say 123 Main Street, just sold. Sold in 4 days at, you know, $250,000. Whatever that stat is, I'm going to make sure it's on here. And so when I put everything, I'm putting this at, on my social media. Let's change it to white so we can see the, I'm simply just going to download this and put it in social media, or you can click the little share button. And if your social media account is attached to Command, which I hope that it is, it'll shoot it out for you. So just very simple ways to do this. And as you can see, if I wanted to change this picture again, I come back over here to my pictures and I'm like, you know what? I like this one. It's beautiful. Simple, simple, simple. If I have a listing and say I forgot to check the box when we first started. What do you have a listing right now, Vicki?
240 Del Rado Road.
240?
Uh-huh.
I search right here for the property and it should pull up the listing. It's taking a second. Let me see if I can just search by your name. Well, it's frozen for now. Again, this is technology. Be patient with it. There it goes. There it is. Is that it right there? Nope, that's 712. There it is. This
There
it?
it is. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm simply going to select it. That's going to pull up all of the photos and the wording. So say I love this backyard. I'm going to replace that picture. Or maybe it's the front yard. I couldn't quite tell. And you know what? I'm going to just take the info from my listing that I put in there. And I'm going to say, here you go. Put the information. Put the price. And I'm just scooching it where I want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very simple, guys, that you can either make it as customized as you want, or just use the templates they have. It's very easy. I'm not going to save that one. Now, real quick, while you guys are here, let me show you this video feature. I was actually going to do a quick little tutorial to show everybody. It's been out for a while, and I have not seen anybody use it for a little while. So I want to make sure you guys know, because this is a great marketing tool to use. Go to the plus, and then go to video, next, and search a neighborhood. You're looking in Delrado right now, right? You're marketing in Delrado?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the neighborhood pops up. If it doesn't pop up, the neighborhood you're farming in or you want to do the video on, just put in a zip code, okay? We do know that the consumer prefers neighborhood-specific information.
Yes.
So click next. All right, now this is going to pull based on MLS, okay? This is where the data comes from. If anything needs to change, just edit it. It gives you some options. You know what it says? Average home price is $98,180. I would just change that to $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be simple, not 10,000.
Yeah, put another 0.
Square foot, I would say $60 per square foot. You know what I'm saying? We want it to be very, when it pops up, it's hard to do the math. Price per square foot is either on the rise, on the decline, holding steady. Number of homes for sale, average days on the market, again, 124, not 123.9. Okay, so this is what they pulled up for neighborhood features. Again, this comes from MLS and Nextdoor. So apparently someone in Delrado has said there's lots of dancing, live experiences, and fashion trending. I certainly don't know that that is what I think of when I think of Delrado. So I'm going to just remove these, and then I'm going to look at the menu. Okay, so what will we say about Delrado? Friendly community.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look. Let's see. Into gardening, maybe. So what if we said into gardening, friendly community, and what was another one? Did you see one that you would choose? Homey and leisurely. Sounds great.
Okay.
Information. This is going to pull if your marketing profile is set up in Command. Okay, mine is, so that's what pulls up. And then marketing brokerage information. Again, we always want that KW Montgomery logo, not just the KW, but the KW Montgomery. Okay, so next, we've got everything in there. It's going to generate the video. It's going to take just a second. And this is something awesome to share on social media. We at the office, it's my intention to start doing one weekly on our neighborhoods around. So I'd love for you guys to beat me to it. Let's see. Here we go. So that's pretty cute. It's something that somebody would take a few seconds to look into. I'm going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's memorable. We also talked about before, I think we talked about some of those yard sale sites and the community neighborhood pages and groups. This will be great if you belong to like a Delrata, and if you belong to like a East Montgomery or a Wetumpka. You could do like a weekly Wetumpka. And so things may not change that quickly, but you could do something to involve these videos, because we know it's a mix of the print, the social media content, and a video, whether it's a live or an animated. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That was actually on my agenda anyway. So thanks for sticking with us. That was not part of the PowerPoint for Ignite, and I think it's valuable information. So
it was very informative.
Anyway, designs, use it. It looks so good. It makes me so happy to see that. And some people will probably tell you, if I see your sponsorship, I see your ads out there, I'm going to message you and comment on them. So be ready to have me fill up your inbox. All right, Miss Vicki, what we got next? Oh, here's some examples. I love
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk through together some teams and people that have used designs. So this is a template, and then people have customized it. What's something that Vicki you would change in this image and this design?
I think when we look at this, we don't know what to focus in on, and these are some things we want to for you to look into when you're making, your flyers and marketing materials, because you don't want to have too much going on. And me, myself, this is too much going on. I don't even know what to start looking at.
It's kind of like, oh, that's a lot of brick and paneling, and like all I can focus on is what's going on in the picture. I'm not seeing any of the words. It says you're invited, but I have no idea what they're inviting me to. I'm like, to dinner? What are we doing over here?
Right. Yeah.
All right, so that's one thing we would change. Clearly, this is an open house, but you have to ask yourself when you're creating something, that message, what are you asking? And is it so obvious that somebody can spend less than 10 seconds looking at it and know
what it's about?
Because people are scrolling, y'all. And if you can get them to pause and spend 10 seconds looking at what you have, you are doing something big. All right, we've got to think a couple more. Mm-hmm. This one, what's this one about?
To me, when I look at this one, I know it's something that they're marketing about a community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We talked about the neighborhood specific, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of like the video.
Right.
It's got the logo for the team. It's got the logo for the brokerage. It's got, hey, things are heating up in Gem Heights. It's got active listings. How many are pending? There are 4 active and 26 pending. Things are heating up in Gem Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going. So I'm informed, and I feel like, you know what? I know what's going on. It took me less than 2 seconds to understand what they were trying to say. Let's look at this one. What is this?
All in details.
I probably would have gone a different way with what this agent is trying to do. I think what they're trying to say is, I've got 2 new listings and 1 pending.
Mm-hmm. But it really took some time to figure out what was going on. Mm-hmm.
Yes. You're only going to have 10 or so seconds from somebody. So you need to, this could be 3 separate, right? It doesn't all have to be on one. I've got a just listed that's going to come out today. I've got a pending that's going to go out tomorrow, and I've got a just listing. You can block it off. And you should, if you're being smart and efficient. What do I want to say this week, this month? And let's go ahead and create the marketing for that, right? And as you have things come pending and things sold or whatever's happening, you just input that in as part of your mix. So he's got a lot going on here, or they have a lot going on here. Okay, so the activity part of your homework with this is to create a design in Command, and I want you guys to share it on your social media. If you have any questions, please let me or Vicki know. We'll be happy to help you. Share it on social media and tag us so that we can see, or screenshot. What do you prefer, Vicki, a screenshot or a tag?
Tag.
Vicky and myself so that we can see you did your homework, because we don't want you to have tools in your toolbox that you don't know how to use. So this is because we love you. And some of you guys have been knocking it out of the park. I'm just telling you, it's been looking really good. Makes me super happy.
And that way we'll be able to see your marketing materials. So, we can critique and say, this is what you could have done better. And because when we look at it, we're going to see the same thing that we saw on the previous slides that we just viewed, whether it's too much going on. We don't want to take the focus away from what we're trying to get it on.
And now we have another tech demo brought to you today by Katie's Command Demos. All right, let's see. We're going to go back over into Command. Again, agent.kw.com. And I am going to hit my little red square and again, pull out the menu for the applets. This time we're going to campaigns. Campaign is what is going to connect the designs and put it out. Okay, so this is the dashboard, and it shows me it shows me some things I've created recently that I can have an idea of what to post. So if you're like, what do I say? Here's some examples. Okay, so there's that. You can even shuffle them and get some new ones. It even has literally the quote there. I have not spent anything in the last 30 days. Let's look at the year to date. Let's look at the last 12 months. I did a $30 ad, and I believe it was for a career night. So that's what that's going to show. And it's going to say that I chose to do $15 on Facebook and $15 on Instagram. Let's see. And I got 8 leads on Facebook and 4 on Instagram. So everything you do, it's going to track it so that you can analyze and see what you need to do more of and what you need to stop. So here's some training down here at the bottom. This is new, a new feature to show you if you're looking at how to create a neighborhood snap, how to track your campaign, how to send a newsletter, help at the bottom. All right, so we're going to create a campaign just to show you guys how to do it. I, again, like doing the social post, but let's look at the social ad. This is that boosted post. So Ignite. No, I'm going to say, I'm going to say Ignite. And I am attracting listings because it is a seller's market. And I have a goal to be a listing fiend. All right, so I do Facebook and I do Instagram. And my little button's in the way. Now I'm going to set up my campaign. Okay, so I got some issues here with my thing. What's happening? Okay. Add a listing. If I have a listing, it used to make you do this, but I don't think it does. So if I had a listing, I want to advertise to attract more listings, I could. For now, you've changed your Facebook password. Okay, that's a setting thing. It's not going to affect us. All right, so look at this, guys. What are you going to put on your ad text? So over on the left, it's going to show you what you're writing, and over on the right, it's literally going to show you what it looks like. So if you're trying to think of what to say, KW just takes the thinking right out of it. Thinking of selling, not sure if now's the right time, we can help you find out what your home is worth in today's market. I'm going to use that suggestion. That sounds really good to me. Headline, try this. You know what? I'm going to use that suggestion. Description, I'm going to use that suggestion. You see how it's coming together over here? Mm-hmm. All right. And it will show you the different previews. You can do Facebook on the web, Facebook mobile, Instagram. It's going to show you exactly what that's going to look like as you're building it. Okay. Add media. So now we're going to look at, well, I'm going to save my ad text, and then we're going to configure the media. At this point, you get to choose what you're going to use. So I'm going to browse my design library and pick something that I've worked on before. I really like this one. It's going to take just a second. There it is. All right. Just make sure it looks good. And of course, I would have the KW Montgomery logo there, not the DBA. And I would have the details of the street. This is just for our example. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to configure Facebook. This is because I had changed a setting on my Facebook and I did not update it in Command. So it's making me connected again. That's totally fine. Okay. This is really important here, a call to action. So the call to action is that button that they click on. So you can do learn more, sign up, contact us, apply now, and you can have it go to a Facebook lead generation form where it has them fill out the information and then it puts that lead into your Facebook, or you have maybe created a landing page or your website. At this point, you put in your URL there if that's what you want to use, okay? Now you have the option to do your ad targeting. You can target your database, or if you're looking to grow your database, target a custom audience. So you do your location, and we're gonna say we're at the office. Okay, it's still kicking me out of the Facebook thing, but you put the address here and then you say your radius. I'm gonna say 50 miles around Montgomery because that's where I'm willing to drive to sell a home. Your number may be a little bit different. And so now we're gonna save that. And it's not letting me because it's saying I didn't do it properly, but you guys get the drift. And then the duration and budget, all right? At $1.50 per day per channel, I can do $30 for 10 days, or I can change it and make it longer. What they know is the minimum of 10 days is when you need, how long you need to do something. Because if you just do it for a day, you're not going to see any results. Okay. And you can say distribute evenly across the channels, or use the placement. So it uses the artificial intelligence and the relationship with Facebook to put things where it makes more sense, where you're going to get more revenue. You're going to get more leads from it. Okay, so at this point, you would publish the campaign. It's not allowing me to because I had some Facebook settings. So I'm going to save it as a draft. But you guys get the drift where it's going to show you what it looks like. Now, if you do this campaign, here it is. It's going to show you all of your details. If you do the campaign, you are likely not to see your own ad because you're not advertising to yourself. So that's why I like to comment on things that when I see them to show you, hey, it's out here and I'm seeing what you're doing. So that means other people are seeing what you're doing. You can always come back to campaigns and check out what you got going on. And it's going to show you, see, this one I did in December. I did it for 10 days. I did 1,992 impressions, 40 clicks, 12 leads, and I spent $30 total. It's a pretty good spend, okay? On average, leads are going for $10 to $12 per lead, not including the transaction fee that are paid on top of those. So when we have a relationship and a tool that can do that for much less than that, that's pretty awesome that we have that. If you guys have any questions about using the campaigns, feel free to ask. I know we've done some demonstrations during business meeting, and I'm sure, Vicki, you have talked with them about it as well in your PC group. So just make sure that play with it. And if you do have questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're here for you.
Remember, I tell you all the time, you can't break it. So play around with it so you can see how to create a campaign, how to do an ad. Direct mail, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, you can do it in Command.
And all of them, you can save a draft. You don't have to spend money. So just go through the steps and see what it looks like to you. All right, so this is another activity to do a campaign, and we just talked about that. Do a design. This says take it a step further, do that design in campaign. So
Mhm.
if you've taken Ignite previously and have already done the design part, we want to see y'all's campaign. I want to see a sponsored ad. And I know you're not on this call with me right now, but I'm going to call you out, Tiffany, Shacarol, and Gerald. I'm ready to see that sponsored post. All right. So recap and ahas, we can't really get your feedback from this right now, but we want to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what actions are you going to take, and what tools, models, or systems are you definitely going to use. And we want to hear from them when, Vicki, on Friday, right?
Yes, on Friday.
Friday at our Ignite session. You're teaching that one, right? Or somebody,
No,
Taisha's teaching Friday.
Taisha. Uh-huh.
Okay, but we're going to be on the call, and we'll take a few minutes in the beginning to do some ahas from this marketing session. I hope that this was valuable to you guys. Vicki, I'll let you wrap it up.
Okay. Well, I think you done wrapped it up.
There's
Just
not very much more.
Just remember the goals to set your career on fire, which is what Ignite Spark is all about. Don't forget, you need to be adding your 10 contacts daily, 10 conversations daily, 10 handwritten notes, and previewing 10 homes per week. So now let's go and list and sell some houses. Have a good one.
I love it. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.